is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with that analysis real quick. We're going to talk about Justice Winslow, a guy that was known as the steal of the draft when Miami selected him. Everybody felt like he was the guy that can be an all-around star, which he has shown that he can possibly be at a higher level. He's still very, very young. He is mobile. He does have a legitimate 6'6" body. And a lot of people felt like he was a great defender. He did the small things that help you win, like rebounding, passing, and occasionally switching. And you looked at him as a guy that could be a two-way star in this league. And if his jump shot got going, the guy would be one of the toughest guys to guard too, just because he can always get to the rim. And then he can always knock down a little jumper or a floater. But not only that, it's hard to guard him when he's able to shoot that three-point shot with confidence. And a lot of people had high hopes for Justice Winslow because of his size and his athletic ability. But the fact that he had a good work ethic and he showed that he really wanted and loved the game of basketball. But injuries have really slowed down his production. They always say when you're injured, you're working on coming back, not working on being better. Not only that, he has had some significant injury that caused him to miss a lot of time. Plus, Miami gave up on him. They was willing to let him go to the Memphis Grizzlies because they already got Jimmy Butler, which made sense. But not only that, they got Jay Crowder and Andre Iguodala and those type of guys. So he did become more expendable, even though he might have a higher upside than a guy like Jay Crowder or Iguodala at the stage of their career. Miami right now is going into a win now mode with veterans, and they're trying to build so they can contend for a title, while a team like Memphis is rebuilding. And we know how hard it is to find good wings and good guards. And it's becoming a plethora of them now, but you still want to be able to get one. And the fact that he does have that upside and he has already proven that he can be an additional playmaker as a guy that can play on or off the ball, depending on who's out there with him. Plus, he can guard 1 through 3, sometimes 4, depending on what 4 is out there. You can really understand why the Memphis Grizzlies didn't have a problem with getting him, especially because his contract isn't that bad. And the fact that he still is a guy that can develop and get better. Like I said, his upside is still there. I just want to see him stay healthy. And I really want to see if he can be a decent three-point shooter so he can play off the ball with Ja Morant, who is the future and the cornerstone alongside guys like Jaren Jackson Jr., who can space out the floor too. That will really give them a tough team to guard because they can defend very well and they can compete very well already. And a lot of people thought Memphis was crazy because they let go of so many veterans and so many wings, which is valuable in the league today, to go younger. And they still have a chance to make it to the playoffs this season, which a lot of people, including me, didn't really think that the Memphis Grizzlies will even be competing, let alone in the playoff race. And you can't say we was crazy because majority of the beginning of the season, they was proving us right that they wasn't a playoff team, and then they got it right at the right time. And now they have a chance to lock it in. Plus, if you add in the fact that they have the power forward, he's showing that he can knock down some shots from the mid-range and rebound and be something special too. And when you look at Justice Winslow's number, he's been a double-digit scorer in this league, but he hasn't been able to do it efficiently. He hasn't been able to shoot the three consistently because he only had 2 seasons when he shot above average, but he also showed that he was not a good free throw shooter, which is a problem when your biggest part of your game is going to the basket and getting out in transition. And if guys willingly foul you because they know you're not going to be able to finish at the free throw line, that's something that he's really going to have to fix. He's a solid rebounder, considering that sometimes he's a small forward, sometimes he's a guard, sometimes he's the controller of the offense. But his rebounding has been solid for his position. His assist has been outstanding. averaging 4 assists the last 2 seasons, and even had a season in his sophomore year where he averaged 3.7. So he has always shown that he can be a playmaker and a decent decision maker if you need him to do that, which you can't really find in a lot of guards today. Or even forwards, not everybody can do that, and that's something that makes him so valuable. But the guy that I was talking about was Brandon Clark, is another guy that's on a cheap contract because he's on his rookie deal. That was another steal for this Memphis Grizzlies team, and he has shown that he can play that power forward position and give them scoring at that position and give them a solid defender, and he's a legitimate 6'8". So this team is being interesting. They also took a chance and gamble on Josh Jackson, a guy that some people feel like a bust, but he started to play a little bit well. We don't know if that's going to continue. We don't know if that's just a trend, but it is still a good thing to see that he's starting to play and make a contribution to this team. He's a legitimate 6'8" wing that can play multiple guard or forward positions if he's locked in and engaged. I think him getting dropped was humbling, and for a team to give up and say he's not good enough allowed him to see that. And it was even more humbling when he went to the G League. Then a lot of people didn't even see him as an NBA player. And I think that really sparked the flame underneath him and let him know that he got to get it together unless they're going to let him be out of the league in less than age 25. And that's definitely not what you want to be as a guy that a lot of people thought could be the next Kawhi Leonard or one of the best forwards in this league with his rebound and his ability to switch and defend. He has been a disappointment, but the Grizzlies took a gamble on him, and he started to seem like he started getting his confidence back. I also like Anthony Milton. I liked him from day one when he got drafted and how he played at Summer League. I was interested in him. I thought that was a good pickup, another guy that can play multiple positions and knock down threes from time to time, but also be a solid player in the backup. I always had love for Jonas Valanciunas. People forget that he's only 28 years old, and he's a guy that can rebound. He's a guy that can hit some jump shots from time to time. He's a good roller. He's a decent finisher, a good free throw shooter for his size. So they also got Dylan Brooks, who has shown that he can be a wing that can score the basketball. May not be efficiently, but he's still 24 years old and still learning and growing. And they locked him up to a decent contract, but he still has some upside too, which is interesting. And then they got Grayson Allen, the guy that they took a gamble on too, but can give them perimeter scoring and be a good 7th to 8th man on the bench. And of course, Kyle Anderson is another decent player for this team, another ball handler, and another guy that knows how to play his game and knows the game of basketball and use IQ to really be a guy that can do some winning plays and make some good decisions when he has the ball, and has shown that he can score at the NBA level. May not be worth the contract that they gave him, but still a productive player that you would love to have, and he's only 26. And then you got Gorgie Dang, a guy that I feel like is overpaid, but is a guy that can be a solid center for you in general. Same with Tyus Jones has shown that he can be a solid guard in this league. But with all that talent, you would think that they was crazy trading Iguodala and those guys. They got Josh Jackson, they got Dylan Brooks, they got Justice Winslow, and those type of guys on this roster that are young with upside, and they are guys that are proven to be hungry or gave up on, which gives you that chip on your shoulder to prove people wrong and show people that you can play and still have some type of impact in this league. And with those type of players alongside Ja Morant, who had to work his way up and become a star in college and became a starting all-star caliber point guard this year, has shown that he has some room to improve and that he can be a good decision maker and he can take over games. And he has shown at the end of the day that he is the number 2 player in that draft outside of Zion being obviously the best player in that draft so far. He is a guy that wasn't a consolation prize. He can really play and compete, and he helped turn around this Grizzlies team a lot faster than a lot of us has thought that they could. And that's a good sign for them too, because he's very young and he does have upside too to become a all-star to a superstar caliber player, depending on how his development, and hopefully he has no major injuries. And the only reason why I bring that up because he already had a knee surgery already, and that's not a good thing, especially because he's a contact player and he's a guy that's fearless. That can result in re-injuring or getting a major injury if you fall or get hit the wrong way. that could really damage your career and put you behind, just like we've seen with Justice Winslow so far in his development. But other than that, this Grizzlies team has a bright future. They starting to take gambles on wings. They're starting to have different type of lineups they can throw out. They're trying to have guys that can guard and play multiple positions. And they got a lot of guys, like I said, that are hungry to prove that they belong in this league. But other than that, I really want to see what Justice Winslow's about. I really want to see, can he continue to be a playmaker? Can him and Ja Morant work out together? And can he really improve his shooting, not just from the three-point line, but also from the free throw line, and just be more aggressive in general as a player that a lot of people feel like has the upside to be a superstar caliber player, and at worst be an all-star player. And if he can do that, that's basically good, because the contract that he's on, plus the fact that he's on a young team that he can grow and develop with, because they're all around the same age, that could be a huge steal for the Grizzlies in the future, considering that Iguodala and those guys didn't want to be there anyway, and now you have young wings that can have high upside in the future to replace them. So other than that, the Grizzlies have been a huge surprise. They got a respect from a lot of guys, and they have really went out there and competed, really went out there and showed that they're not scared of anybody. They're ready for anybody, and they really have the confidence of a great team, and now they have a record of a playoff team. Now we just got to see if they can lock it up for sure and compete against the best. And like I said, you want to have that playoff experience. You want to go at LeBron because he's going to be at the top of the West as long as him and AD is there. And you want to show them that you're coming. You want to show them that y'all ready. And you want to show them that y'all can compete at that level that they can. Even if you get swept, even if you win 1 or 2 games, that just lets you know that you fight. That just lets you know that you're confident and you feel like you guys can compete against anybody. And that's the message you want to send as an organization, as a coach, and as players. And I feel like the Grizzlies have done that already this season. Now they just have to do it at the highest level in the biggest stage, which is the NBA playoffs. And even though I don't really think they're going to win if LeBron and AD and them play, if they do get locked into the 8th seed, it's still a learning experience for this group. And even though a lot of they guys didn't really get a chance to play a lot of minutes or play together, even like Justice Winslow, it still will be a confidence builder being in the playoffs and showing that you belong there, but showing that you will be there in the future, which may or may not happen. But that's the way you got to think, and that's the mentality that you have to have if you're the Memphis Grizzlies. But other than that, check out my website, analysisplayer.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Like the video if you already like the video. Thanks for the love and support. Also, share. Sharing does help. Also, not only that, I make videos about discussions just like this. I cover the Summer League. I cover the season previews, trade deadline, free agency, and I also do cover breakdown players like rookies, legends, and stars in this league. Not only that, I also do cover the playoff predictions. So if you love basketball, you can't get enough of it. I try to make a video each and every day. And if you can't live without basketball, this is the channel for you, because I give it to you every day. And they all come in different varieties and different type of styles to keep you guys interested and to keep you guys watching. Thanks for everybody that buy merchandise. Thanks for everybody that likes the video. Thanks for everybody that watches. And thanks for the love and the support you guys gave me throughout these years. Other than that, Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, I'm gone.